What's up everyone, Fire Gaming here back for the Lost Ark video. So in my previous video guys, I talked about the honor shards and why I think they're valuable and also increase in price over time. So I had a lot of feedbacks from you guys, from the viewers, who gave me some ideas and also thoughts about why that could go wrong or that could be bad and stuff. So I want to give you guys my answer from that. I want to make a video from that. I will try to make it as short as possible. So let's get started. So first, a few people were worried about me to lose money because I actually went heavy on the investment of those shards. As you can see, I have 221 of them, and I have been buying them at 95 gold, and the current price of these on the shard pouch are at 120 gold. So if I were to sell them right now, how much would it actually cost me as in terms of the fee that I have to pay for selling them? So as you can see, if I sell at 120, I will have to pay 6 gold for the commission, the transaction fee, which is 5%. So let's say I will sell right now and I will deduct the 6 from it. It will be 114 gold. So I will deduct my initial investment, which is 95 gold, and I have 19 gold profit for each of the honor shards that I will sell if I sell them right now, right? So I will multiply that for 221 because I have 221 shards. So that would give me about 4,200 gold, right? So as you guys can see, I am in profit, and so I'm not willing to sell right now because that's not the gold that I want to profit. It's not this little number that I want to profit. I invested a lot of gold on it, and as you can see that it has been a few days that I invested, and so I want to keep waiting. I'm pretty sure it will rise even more on coming weeks. So I am willing to wait. I don't care waiting. I don't care about the long term investment. I'm pretty used of it because I actually trade stocks as well, and I'm pretty used of it, right? Um, I am not advising you guys to buy this at this price or what. You make your own choice, right? I give you the information that I think is valuable. That these items are gonna rise in price. It did rise in price, and it could rise more from. I think it will rise more from here. But I'm not telling you, yeah, you have to buy right now, or no, you shouldn't buy right now. I'm just here to give you information, and the choice is yours, guys, right? You have to take your own responsibility about your own money, which is gold in the Lost Ark. And it's pretty much the same in real life as well, right? There's a lot of information out there, and you have to make your own choice based on the information that you gather, and also the choice that you make, your personal experience, and that you may basically make your own choice for your own investment, right? So I'm here to show you guys information, and you make your own choice based from that, right? So next one that we're gonna talk here is gonna be the about the new class release, which some people told me that right now is the time to buy T2 materials, not to buy T3 materials. And so I want to explain you guys that why the T3 materials, which I'm talking about, is the honor shards, are also going to be rising after the new class is going to be released, which is in this case is going to be the Last Master for this month, and next month is going to be Destroyer, and we will have more new class coming forward, right? So first one here, the amount of shard that you need for your alt from tier 3, which is going to be a 1302, as you can see right here, to 1370 is going to be 70,000 shards. And where I base this number from is from Maxrow and other many testimony of players who did the math and everything. And so as you can see, it's about 95,000 shards on an average scenario. Worst case scenario, that's 110,000 honor shards. Best case scenario, that's 86,000 shards. And I just did the average, and I deducted minus 20%. for the stronghold research, which is applied, and I just took 70,000 shards, right? So from 1370 to 1415, that's gonna be about 300,000 shards, and where base December is from this picture. As you can see, this is very popular, and he's a very smart person. He did the math and everything, so I quite trust this, and this is from 1370, right? So it's about 300,000, as you can see, or 360,000 if you just choose to gear up all your gear to plus 15. So I will assume that most people will probably choose the most efficient way to do that. So I took 300,000, right? So let's keep going. So that's about 370,000 shards to upgrade from 1302 to 1415 in terms of shards. And the current event gives 30,000 shards every week. And that's just to give you an idea, guys, about this kind of number. So this is what you get per week. And so if you only use the events to gear up your alt, which is the new class, the clavier, that will take you 12 weeks if you only use the current events, right? So the amount of shards pouch needed for upgrade from 1302 to 1415. This is also to give you guys an idea. For the large one, that would be 247. Medium is going to be 370. Small one is going to be 740. The next one is going to be the a scenario that I imagined, and it's going to be a scenario where there is 300 whales who wants to rush to 1415 with their Lance or Destroyer, Arcana, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, right? So how much of Shard Pouch is gonna be for that, right? So large one, that will be 74,000 large pouches. Medium, that will be 111,000 medium pouches. Small one is gonna be 222,000. And some people may say, well, who's going to push to 14, 15? But I guarantee you, this is on the region scales, by the way. It's not about one server, it's on region scale. So if I'm in the US West, so I'm talking about one region, right? It's going to include a lot of server and everything. So 300 whales, I think, is a reasonable number who goes to 13, 15. And by the way, 14, 15 is a rookie number for them. A lot of them have their main at 1490, so 1415 for them is quite a joke because they can just swipe their credit card and they have a lot of money. They don't care, so they can do that pretty easily. So that's about the idea of honor shards pouches that has to be bought or needed for that to be met. So next one is gonna be a scenario of 2,000 veteran players, or if you wish, 2,000 free-to-play players who like Dolphin players who have a decent amount of T3 alts already in Tier 3 and who has a lot of gold, right? So how much of Sharp Pouch will be needed in a scenario of there is 2,000 veteran players who wants to push their new class, their alts into 1370, right? So the large one, that would be 94,000 large pouches. For the medium, that would be 140,000 medium pouches. And for the small one, that would be 280,000 small pouches. So the total shards consumed for these 300 whales to 1415, that would be 111 million 115 shards. Yes, 15,000 shards. And for this scenario right here is gonna be 141 million shards. As you can see, that's a big number. So let's do the total of these two. That's gonna be 252 million 150,000 shards that are gonna be needed in this scenario right here, which I think is quite reasonable in a region scale. So that will be translated to also 168,000 large shard pouches or 504,300 small pouches. So that will also be on approximately 21,012 legendary maps that has to be consumed in order for this number to be met. So as you can see, that's some pretty big damn number, as you can see. Of course, it will not be accurate, right? The number of players who's gonna want to go to this number for their odds. But you have to consider that 1370 is not a crazy, crazy number. For some players, that's just 1370, right? That's phase one Argos and hard mode episode dungeons. And whenever you the whales, you have the money and stuff, or you have the gold in the game, and you play the new class, and you are gonna just park that at 1340 to do the normal mode of episode dungeons, and that's it. No, they're not gonna do that. They have the resources, they have the money to do that. They're gonna push as much as they can. 1415 is just the normal mode of Vatan, which is gonna be released next month. And so I do think there's gonna be this kind of buying pressure that are gonna happen in the market. So next one here, let's talk about the main. So the Vatan is releasing next month, which is on May, and Viakis is releasing 1 month after that, which is gonna be on June. Maybe this can be delayed, but I do think it's gonna be 1 month. That's normally what it should be. Some people say, yeah, they're gonna delay it because the most people are not gonna be there, but I don't think so. The main, so your main is gonna be at 1415. Obviously, I think most people will be making to 1415 before Vatan is gonna be released. And so for 1415 to 1460, which is the Viakis no, hard mode entry gear level. So how many shards does it take? And I don't have the exact number, just like the previous one. This one I'm pretty confident, but this number I'm not really confident. So I have 300,000 here, and where I base that number from is gonna be from the Korean forums, where they talk about how many shards did it take you and stuff. And this user right here took him 200,000 from 1415 to 1455. And so the 1445 to 4060, I would assume it takes about 100,000 more. That's why I got 300,000. I keep in mind that's an approximative number that I'm not sure, but this is to give you an idea anyway. It's not talking about the exact math, right? So how many chaos gate there is a month? There is 28. And where is this coming from? It's chaos gate a week, 4 weeks in 1 month, so that's 28. And so for 2 months, that's gonna be 48 chaos gate, right? So this is another scenario of 5,000 players, veteran, hardcore, dolphin, whatever you want, or whales, whatever you want, right? In one region who wants to push progression. So I'm gonna show you what is the progression of what is coming, right? So it started 1415 and it's about at 1460 that it ends, right? So step one, as you can see, it's like normal mode of Vatan, and then hard mode of Vatan, normal mode of Yakis, 1430, etc., etc. So many people will gonna want to enjoy this content, right? So I do think that's about 5,000 players. That's a reasonable number again that I think. And so for these players to reach 1460, how many shards are going to be needed in the supply? So 5,000, which is the number of players who wants to do that, multiplied by the number of shards to accomplish from 1450 to 1460. So that's about 1.5 billion shards. That's a big number, okay? How many shards per chaos gate has to be produced for this demand? So I deducted 500 million shards because obviously you can also get shards from some other sources. So, I just, but to be honest, this is just to give you guys an idea, okay? So I have 1 billion remaining and I divide it by the 48, which is the number of Chaos Gate in 2 months. So that give me 20 million 800 blah 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 thousand shards which has to be farmed every kills gate for the 2 months to meet this demand for these 5,000 players who are gonna rush to 1460, right? Obviously they're not gonna, this is a period of 2 months, right? It's not done by 1 day, 2 day, or 1 week, right? It's 2 months. So that's about 20 million that has to be farmed every day, every chaos gate for 2 months. And so that's about 13,888 large shards. So now, some people may say, well, you're not gonna have 5,000 players or who wants to do that. You're not gonna have that many shards, blah blah blah. Anyway, but as I said, this is to give you guys an idea, and so it is to make you understand that there is gonna be demand for these shards, and that's what is important. And as I said in my previous video as well, the supply of shards are flat. It can be going up if it was flat from down there. If it went down, right? So there is, let's say, 20,000 players who play on the West region, US West, who did the Chaos Gate, right? And so previously, this is T2 graph of shards, right? Let's say, and so most people were doing T3 and then it was going down, right? Because people did T3. And then it can go up because people are seeing that T2 are actually quite profitable and it can go back to normal. And then those 20,000 is going to remain flat from here. It can go up more because there are 20,000 daily players who do the Chaos Gate, right? And it's roster limited. So only one reward per roster per Chaos Gate, right? Per day, which by the way. So the supply overall remains flat. There is like this kind of wave of up and down, but overall this how do I say, this volatility of supply is not that dramatic, right? Especially in tier 3. So with that considered, with this amazing increasing demand that is going to happen because people obviously will want to reach 1460 for the Vyakis hard mode because it's going to drop a lot of good stuff, accessories, relic accessories. It's going to be worth a lot of money. So, by the way, investing onto shards right now to reach that, let's say 300,000 shards, right, to reach 1460, right? So how much would that be right now, right? So 300,000 divided by 1,500, which is the amount of shards in the large one, that gives 200, right? So we're gonna multiply that by the price of current price of the large pouches. That's gonna give 24,000, right? 24,000. What was that kind of number approximately? That was about the price of an accessory, a legendary accessory, back when Argos was, kind of fresh, right? So just imagine the price of the relic accessories that are gonna sell in the market, the good ones that the whale's gonna buy. I don't think that's gonna even go up to 40,000. So spending 24,000 on shards, at current price, obviously, which is 120 gold on my region, it's not bad. And a lot of people are gonna do that. They have the gold for that, or they have their credit card for doing that, right? So demand is gonna be there. Demand are gonna spike. Supply is overall up and down, not a lot of volatility, right? So obviously, with that being said, the price is gonna spike, and that's my whole point on this video right here, is that the demand is gonna spike, which means the supply is not gonna be able to keep up with this increasing demand, and that the price will spike. So obviously, it is not a perfect calculation or math behind that or anything, but this is the overall idea of what is gonna happen, right? What about how many demand is gonna be there for the main who's gonna push to 1460, the olds that are gonna the whales and the veteran players who's gonna push their Glavier or their Destroyer or their Arcana or stuff into 1370 or 1415. And by all that considered, the demand is gonna spike, of course, because you're not gonna have your ult to farm infinite chaos dungeon at what's that, at 1310 or 1311 for many months, waiting for those events to get your shards for your ults to get there, right? The people who has gold, the people who has the wealth to do that, they're gonna just pay and do that, bro. That's my whole point of this video, to make you understand that the demand will spike and thus the price will spike. So guys, that's it for the video. If you enjoyed, hit the like and I will see you on the next one. Peace.